You know how I know you're gay? Because you were engaged to me.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Brett.
And I'm Steven.
And we're the Broadway Husbands.
What?
And on this channel, we share our creative lives and our journey to starting a family, so we hope you'll consider subscribing below. On this video, we're going to tell you all about how we got engaged.
Many moons ago.
So in 2008, Steven was dancing at New York City Ballet.
That's right.
And I was doing Little Mermaid on Broadway.
Yes.
And something just like clicked. Like we just were doing really well. We've been together for like a year.
Yeah, I don't even know if it had really been a year yet, to be honest.
Right? Was it 2008 the engagement or 2009?
It was 2008.
It was. So we hadn't even been together a year.
It wasn't even a year. Yeah, it was June of 2008. And
Steven had been dancing New York City Ballet, and he was going to leave New York City Ballet to do Billy Elliot on Broadway.
That's right.
And so for part of his, he was going to do his very final performance at New York City Ballet. He'd been there for how many years?
11.
11 years. It was a big deal. So I hit up one of these other principal dancers there, Abby Stafford, and I was like, you gotta help me. I want to throw a party for Steven, but I want it to be a surprise. Like, I want to just like make this happen. But Steven hadn't even negotiated his contract yet for Billy Elliot, even though he was going to leave City Ballet.
Yeah, it was all very... So, Brett wanted to throw this party. He's, has my friend Abby putting up flyers all over the theater for this going away party for me. And I'm like, Abby, why are you doing this? She's like, well, Brett wanted me to. I'm like, well, I don't even know that this is even going to work out. Like, I may not even do the show because
this is his MO. My MO is just to drive.
Because I hadn't.
He's always like, no, I don't.
It hadn't negotiated. Well, because it wasn't really finalized yet, and I was like.
But everyone wants a reason for a party, and it was a great reason for a party.
So, anyways,
I booked the rooftop of the Empire Hotel.
That's right.
And I invited everyone from Little Mermaid, everyone from City Ballet at the time, and I ordered hors d'oeuvres and sectioned off a part of the roof and the outdoor area. But I decided that at the party I was going to propose to Steven in front of everybody. But I didn't know how to get the ring situated. I had met this girl, Jamie Wolf. She's an amazing jewelry designer, and we'd met her one night, literally on the streets of New York City. And she's
somebody I used to dance with at New York City Ballet, and now she has a very successful jewelry line. And we saw her on the street, and then
so I got her number,
and he like totally.
And I hit her up, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna propose to Steven. I have an idea for a ring. Will you help me design it?" And so she designed these custom rings for us, and I didn't know his measurement. I knew it was a little bit bigger than mine, but we just kind of went with that. And I got Steven's parents. I called them. I said, I want to get your permission. I'm going to do this, and if you guys want to come, you're welcome to come. So they booked flights to come.
And so, like, leading up to this party, where in my head, I wasn't sure, like, in my my professional life was like this was all going to work out, like, professionally. So I was like, why are we having this party? Like, I don't even know that this is really going to happen, but it ended up happening. But at the same time, I also had people, like friends of mine from out of town, calling me saying, hey, I'm so sorry I can't make it to the party and I can't make it to the performance. And I was like, well, I'm not retiring. Like, I'm just going to do a show, and like, you're gonna see me dance again. Like, it's okay that you don't come. Like, I know that you would be here if you could. But it was I remember thinking that was strange. Like, certain people kept calling me, like, I'm so sorry I can't make it. And I was like, it's fine. Like, I know you love me. It's okay. And
so we get to the party. Everyone shows up. It's raining, which sucked. But then it sort of subsided. They opened up the roof. But we get to a point where everyone's there, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna make the speech, and I'm gonna make the announcement.
Well, so
there was like 100 people.
There were a lot of people there, but before we even got to that moment, Brett was very stressed out. I remember I kept saying to him, like, calm down, like, everything's fine, like don't worry, because he was trying to like coordinate some sort of like credit card situation with the manager of the place, and he was freaking out, and I was just like, it's totally fine. And then also, before I went to the party, I went to my parents' and brother's hotel room. They were staying in the hotel, and at one point my brother was like, hey, what do you think of my ring? And he was wearing his own ring, and he was like, try my ring on, like, I want to see how that looks on you. And so he was like having me try his ring on so that he could compare that ring to the ring that Brett had gotten me. But I didn't know that, but I thought it was really strange that my brother was like, try my ring on, and I put it on, and he was like, ooh yeah, that looks so good on you, and like doing all these weird things. And so then we get to the party.
I get to the point where I want to make a toast. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. I'd like to make a toast. And Steven's like, wait, stop.
Well, because I thought he was
Before Brett says something that embarrasses me, and I'm like I just got the energy and the nerve to actually do this.
But I thought
he totally interrupts me.
Well, because
which you still do.
Because I thought that he was just trying to get me to make a speech and like thank everyone for coming, you know. And so I just was like, all right. So I started talking and thanking everybody for being there.
And I'm in the back like stressing out.
But it was also an emotional day for me too, because like it was maybe my final time performing at City Ballet, and I didn't really know if it was or it wasn't. I was going through a lot of other kinds of emotions, so it was a big, overwhelming moment for me. And then, so I was just trying to thank everyone, and I remember I said, you know, I can't read the future, I can't tell the future, I'm not a fortune teller, so I don't know if this is my final performance or not, but, you know, thank you so much for coming. And so then Brett like interrupted me when I started talking about my future, and he said,
I was like, while we're talking about Steven's future, I have a question for you, Steven. I was like, will you spend the rest of your life with me? And then I made up some word.
No, but you said something like, will you soulmate, not soulmate, life partner.
It was like a word I made up. It was like,
life
will you life partner / marry /
yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but me, and I pulled out the rings, and he didn't really know what was happening until he saw the rings.
Yeah.
And then he said yes.
Yeah.
And we both cried, and everyone started cheering.
And it was very emotional. It was like there was so much going on that day, and
my face hurt because then we smiled for the whole rest of the night. Like my face was hurting. Our wedding was like that too. My face hurt from smiling the whole time. But the Empire Hotel was perfect because then we all went out on the roof, and it was just such a like perfect time of year, and it was in June.
It was in June.
So it was like summer in New York City on a rooftop on the Upper West Side. It was just like, it was perfect.
It was very nice.
And
I was so surprised. Like I said, because I had many other things I was like going through that day, and then I was like, wait, what's happening?
People were like, why did you do it in front of so many people? And I was like, but these are people who know us and love us, and I just thought it would be really nice to share it with our friends and make it a party instead of just like this private thing. It's just, you know, we're really so much about the people in our lives, and so that was really.
And also, like, I really had no idea. Like I said, my brother was asking me to put this ring on, and then at one point, like, after the fact had happened, my friend Abby was, like, saying that there was a moment where Brett was showing the rings before he proposed to people, like, really right around me, and I was like, I had no idea. Like, totally.
Anyway, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you want more videos like this, let us know, and we'll talk to you soon.